So very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the third coffee meet, the alumni coffee meet that happens in campus every quarter after every conclave that happens. Before we even start, who are the presenters and who are the one who are going to share their knowledge with us? Let me just give you an overview about what the alumni cell is all about. Let me share that with you so that I can tell you the vision of why alumni is important to a campus, as well as what this alumni initiative is all about. My friends, this is a presentation on the Alumni Connect that we have myself, Professor Manmeet S. Barve. I'm the HOD of Marketing, as well as the faculty in charge for the AIMSAR Alumni Connect cell. What happens is that every batch gets completed, but once every batch gets completed, memories of that batch lives forever. Whether these memories are about the success and achievements of students in their batch, or their juniors or their seniors, or it is the memories of the knowledge gained by a particular student, or it is the memories of the assignment and presentations and the field work that they do, or these are the memories of the study tour or the field visits that they have, or these are the memories of the sports and event. Ultimately, what a student takes from a 2 year course is a lot of memories, friends, and huge amount of learning that they get. And the objective of an Alumni Connect cell is to bring all those students who have been through the 2 years program together on one platform. And this is what the Alumni Connect cell does. The other benefit of the Alumni Connect cell is that the current students that we have, which is the first year and the second year students, can interact with the alumni. Students can share their knowledge, the alumni can share their knowledge, the students can engage with the alumni can engage with the students, and they can learn from each other about the new things that are happening in the industry. This really helps the current batch of students to gain as much as confidence to grow in the world outside, which is the corporate, the world in which what we are getting trained for. The objectives of the alumni cell is to bring all the alumni together as one huge family. The other thing the alumni helps us is through support and contributions that they help us with their knowledge to prepare our students for the future. Plus, the alumni come up with a lot of expertise, and these expertise are the one they share not only with the students, they also share these expertise of the industry-based knowledge with the faculties and all the stakeholders that we have at AIMSAR. The alumni are also our brand ambassadors in the corporate world, because every alumni, when he puts the information on LinkedIn or when he presents himself through his resume in the corporate world, he always writes the college name. And hence, alumni becomes the most important stakeholder for any organization, and especially institutes like us. Creating and engaging and supporting alumni network is what the institutional success is all about. It keeps in mind the bilateral communication, the bi-channel communication that can happen, and it helps the institute to give information to the alumni of the progress that is being made by us. Every year, every alternatives year, or maybe every year, depending, we also conduct the alumni meet as part of the alumni cell initiative, where alumni from different batches come together, and there are adventure sports activities, there are cultural sports activities that happen, during the alumni meet that happens. Apart from this, the alumni are also called for coffee meets like we have one today. This is a picture of the fourth coffee meet which happened this year. Actually, this was the first coffee meet that happened for 2020, where we have where we had alumni coming from companies like Vijay Sales. We had alumni coming from who worked for Ambuja Cement, who worked for HUL companies, and this was for the marketing coffee meet that we have, which was post the marketing conclave. We have called alumni this year for post the finance conclave that we had this year. So we keep on interacting with the alumni through coffee meets so that our students can get updated knowledge, and the energy of the alumni can be felt by our current batch of students. The alumni are also become trainers for the students at campus. They are called at campus at various events as judges. They also help us in various GDPIs that happens in campus, so to train our current batch of students about the fashion in which the corporate world works. Apart from that, we also have, as an alumni cell, we also have initiated this year, we initiated something called as the Alumni Portal. This is the Alumni Connect portal that we have created. And this is the Alumni portal that we have. And this Alumni portal is where we have all the members, all the alumni who are part of this family together. The alumni gets information about everything that's happening in campus. So these many alumni, including the faculties, are connected on the alumni portal. Apart from that, alumni keeps on getting a lot of information about the various initiatives and newsrooms that we have. Example, the third coffee meet, or we have any kind of webinars. This information is shared with the alumni. Apart from that, if there are any initiatives that are taken by alumni or any success stories that are followed through by the alumni are shared us on the alumni portal. Apart from that, the alumni portal also helps for the alumni to get some job prospects for them. So we add a lot of information on the alumni portal. I'm not logged in right now. It helps the alumni to get better job opportunities, because at the placement self we also have a lot of information which is shared with them, with where we require students with some kind of experience. This information is shared with the alumni through the job portal, also on the various WhatsApp groups that we have. Alumni also can become mentors. So we have this option where alumni can become a mentor, and the alumni can become a mentor of the student also. We have also a mobile app of the whole thing. This is one initiative that we have taken as for the alumni cell this year, so that we are able to connect with all alumni throughout the year. The students before their convocation are given rights to be part of the alumni portal. I would invite Dr. Sunitya Srivastava ma'am to please welcome the alumni for the event that we have right now. Dr. Sunitya Srivastava ma'am, please.
Thank you very much, Professor Manmeet. I think it has been a great pleasure to hear about the way in which you have expressed the passion that the Institute has in terms of connecting back with the alumni. See, when we think about alumni, we think of nostalgia. But even before that, I would like to extend an extremely warm welcome to all those who are here as viewers since 9 a.m. in the morning. Just for the benefit of all our guest alumni who are present here, we had an IT conclave in the morning, and the theme of the conclave was IT innovations in corporates today. We had a galaxy of industry speakers from numerous organizations, including Accenture Technologies, the MD from there. We had Ms. Sangeeta Prasad, all the way from California. We also had speakers from ITC Infotech, Web Express, the CEO, and also an HR analytics professional who was able to give the insights with respect to the applications of IT innovations in different domains. So a very, very warm welcome to all those who are present here as viewers for the second phase of today's wonderful event, and that is the Alumni Coffee Meet. I was talking about nostalgia. Yes, that is a term which I'm sure is very close to the heart of all those who are present here. I would like to now, on behalf of Aditya Institute of Management Studies and Research, in the capacity of the director, extend a very, very warm welcome, first of all, to Arendra. Arendra from Netcore Solutions. Arendra has been associated with us, and he has actually contributed in numerous ways. I met him last week itself, and therefore, I mean, he is a familiar face to me, of course, but I'm sure after today, he is going to be a familiar face with all of you. My heartfelt thanks to Arpit from Citicorp for joining us today. We may not have met before, but it doesn't matter. Better late than never, and that's the philosophy that we enjoy over here. We are going to hear you out, and we are going to establish this connect for good. I also welcome Harsh from Cipla. Harsh, I think you were one of the first people to log in today. A very, very warm welcome to this alumni coffee meet to you. Ruchita from Hans Equity. Hans Equity as an organization is very dear to me because I used to have very close conversations with Mr. Subramanian. I don't know whether he's still there. So he used to be with Hansa Equity a couple of years ago, and we used to talk about the way in which this organization is actually making inroads in marketing research. So very, very warm welcome to you, Ruchita. Vinay, I can see is not logged in at this point in time, but he was there a couple of minutes ago. Vinay represents White Hat Education Technology, which in recent times is recruiting people in a big way. And therefore, we will be very happy to have him come back and join us for the coffee meet. Sagar, a very warm welcome to Sagar. Sagar represents OYO India. Sagar is again another person who has contributed in a big way through his participation in some of the activities that we keep initiating for IQAC, that is Internal Quality Assurance Cell of the Institute. Now, for the benefit of the alumni present here, I must say that AIMSR is carving a niche in the field of management education today. The institute is being ranked as the 9th best top private business school in Mumbai according to the Times B School Survey 2020. There are many accolades, many awards which are coming the way of AIMSR, such as Certificate of Excellence, which has been given to the institute for creating the right fusion between Indian and global teaching practices. The individual faculty in numerous capacities also keep winning awards for numerous reasons. So that is the way in which your institute, your alma mater, is galloping. That is the manner in which we are trying to create further impact on all the young people's minds in terms of trying to prepare them for a better future. COVID-19, as you all know, this pandemic has created a lot of panic, and the panic is related mostly to recruitments. So the worry of the younger generation is that even if they get a job, for how long will they be able to sustain themselves? I look at it very, very differently. I see it as an opportunity, and I'm sure the reason why we have put together the theme for today's coffee meet, which is looking at opportunities in the changing scenario, the basic reason was that we would like you all to open up avenues in a positive way to all the youngsters, all the existing batch of students of AIMSR, so that everybody can see some ray of hope at the end of the tunnel. So I think with this, I would like to extend a very, very warm welcome to all our esteemed alumni who are present here today, and all the best for this wonderful panel discussion, which I'm sure is going to be full of energy and enthusiasm, to be moderated by Professor Manmeet. So all over to Professor Manmeet. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for the great welcome speech, and as always, you've been able to connect with everyone whom you know and who have not met also before. Thank you so much for this wonderful start. So we have 4 alumni here. We are expecting 8 of 4 more to be joining. We expecting Akash Jani to be joining from Canada. We are expecting Sagar to be joining. So the IT team is looking into them so that they can join, and as well as Vinay from Red Hat, White Hat. So what we will do before that is, let me just start the discussion with, the students that we have on board here right now, which is Harsh, Arendra, Ruchita, as well as Arpit. The fantastic part is, they are coming from different batches, but I have taught all of them. All of them, in the second year as well as the first year in the whole domain of marketing, and it feels great as an faculty when you have your alumni, here, and and they're going to talk about their careers, and that's actually a. So we have Hitesh also who has joined. Hitesh, can you please on your camera, and if it would be great. So Hitesh is also on board, and we are waiting for. So we'll keep it as casual as possible because it's a coffee meet. So I have my coffee, and let's have it virtual. Whereas remember when you used to do coffee meets, you used to really have one coffee on the table, and then that is how coffee meet is to happen. So since everything is happening virtual, I believe the whole thing can continue to be in the same spectrum. So let's start this discussion, and until everybody joins, we already have Hitesh also joined, and the IT team looks into because this is a panel discussion where we have 8 of the alumni speaking together. So we would have students joining accordingly. Uh, so my first, I would like you guys to do is just introduce yourself, introduce your batch, the specialization that you took, when you were at AIMSA, as well as the company that you're working for, and you can just talk about what is the current profile that you're handling in your company, so that all the audience that we have right now, from the first year, second year, the first year newly joined students, as well as the second year students who are going to get into their placements, everybody gets an overview of what's happening in the industry. So if you can talk about yourself, introduce yourself with your name, your batch and details, and with your current profile. Let's start with the senior most here, and Arendra, and should I call that Dr. Arendra, to please introduce us about yourself.
Uh, Thanks, Mangal sir. So hello everyone, my name is Harindra Rajpurohit. I was a part of 2012-2014 batch at Aditya Institute of Management. Presently, what I do is I act as a general manager for training and enablement for Netcore Solutions. Netcore Solutions is a company that is based into data analytics, AI, and it kind of dominates the Indian market with respect to email marketing. So most of the notifications that you get on your mobile phones are actually sent via Netcore. And as a part of my profile, I'm responsible for upskilling the sales team, customer success, partnership, business development team, HR, marketing, and multitude of other teams on a global scale. So wherever we have offices, that's what my whole and sole responsibility is. And also, I'm presently working towards developing an online portal or an online academy to train all of our clients across the globe. So that's like a quick brief about.
Okay, so can I have Harsh Malhotra to please give us your introduction? Thank you.
Thank you, Manmeet sir, for giving me this opportunity. My name is Harsh Malhotra, and I'm from MMS 2013 to 2015 batch. And currently, I'm working at Cipla. So I also have 6 years of work experience with FMCG companies like Britannia, Alana, and Marigo. And recently, just 6 months back, I shifted to pharma. I joined Cipla as a Salesforce effectiveness analyst. I'm working. My designation is of assistant manager over there, and I'm working there as an Salesforce effectiveness analyst. So I have to prepare analytics dashboards in Excel. Basically, I'm very much passionate about Excel over there. So all Excel and analytics dashboards are prepared by me. And overall, I look at Cipla International at Asia Pacific countries and Gulf regions, Gulf countries over there. So I have to interact with almost 10 countries, the managers from 10 countries to get the data from them. So it's been like 6 months and I'm enjoying it over there. So yeah, that's it from my side.
Okay, okay. So I would have Vinay, since you are here, let's please introduce yourself for the company that you work for and give us a brief about your profile.
Yes, so basically, I've started my introduction. Hi guys, my name is Vinay Garude. So I am from 2013-15 batch. I specialized into human resources, and currently I'm associated with the organization that's White Hat Education Technology Private Limited. Currently, I'm working in the capacity of HR manager come HR business partner over there. Uh, I am working in the capacity of HR business partner to say, where I'm catering to the people and process needs of the business, from being an administrative support to being a strategic partner as well. So that's there. Along with that, I've played some mission critical roles for the organization, ensuring the operational engine of the organization is running very smooth, which says like managing the onboarding, attendance, leave management, payroll administration, managing exits, internal job postings, and those kind of things. And gradually, I've transitioned into playing a pivotal role for the organization, where I'm considered to be an employee champion, where uh, some keywords to describe my job description would be HCM implementation, ensuring the employee growth and development, performance management system, organization wide. That's the organization wide task there. Organization restructuring, maintaining ESATs, creating succession pipelines, workplace compliances, and benefits administration, and HR analytics. That's the major role that's there. So that's
Okay.
the overall role that I play so far.
Fantastic, fantastic. Thank you, Vinay. It feels so good, when our alumni are talking about analytics and they know that they are spearheading organizations. And I know you, Vinay, very well in terms of HR. You are very passionate from day one in the kind of work that you wanted to do. I would request one of my students and my marketing students, Hitesh Mahale, to please give us an introduction, because Hitesh, everybody from the batch would have a smile when it comes down to Hitesh and the kind of energy that he brought in campus. So Hitesh, please
Yes, sir.
introduce. Yeah.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, sir. I'm working with Antraweb Technologies Private Limited from last 6+ years, and I'm as a profile, I can say that I'm working here as a senior sales manager. So basically, I can give you a brief about my sales role. Is that I need to take care about my my floor targets. So I need to manage a team for that, and I'm having a particular teams like inside sales, outside sales, and front end sales. So these people are working towards for my organization with the help of my skills and my knowledge. So I have to take care about my sales targets, and definitely for that I need to make some analytics, like we need to prepare a CRM for that, as well as the MIS reports, and I need to take care that the which person is not getting that much of effort, getting that much of revenue for my organization. So I need to motivate them, and I have to see their strategies, like which kind of strategies they are applying for their existing client, as well as they are using which kind of strategies for their new clients, and how they can generate. If example, I can say that if he is selling a 10,000 rupees of product, so I need to take care that he have to be a selling, instead of 10,000, he have to increase your bar. So like it's a upselling. So we need to train them like how to do upselling over here. So these all are activities I used to do with my sales team. So yes, this is my job role, and I'm working here from last 6+ years in my same organization.
Fantastic. It is always great to listen to your energetic voice, Hitesh. It has
Yes,
been
sir.
the same as it was in campus. You have never
Thank you.
changed in spite of those 6 years. Arpit from City Crop, Arpit from the 15-17 batch, please, if you can introduce yourself and the profile that you were working on.
Thank you so much, Manmeet sir. My name is Arpit Shah, and currently I work with City Corp Services India Private Limited, popularly known as Citibank. And I was from the 15-17 batch, and I did my specialization in finance. So my job role is that me and my team are responsible to mitigate the risk of the bank. That is, we are the risk managers for Citibank India. And what we do is that to whosoever Citibank has lent loans all over the globe, may it be a APEC region or EMEA region, US, whichever country, whichever region we extend loans to those clients. Our job is to analyze those companies, and we do a credit due diligence before we extend the loans to those companies. And based on that, we provide our internal ratings. We rate the clients. We have a preliminary discussion before extending the loan, that what kind of credit do they require, why they require, and what is the terms and conditions that we need to decide before we actually pay those loans to to those companies. And post giving the loans to the companies, our job is to every year monitor those loans. And primarily, what we do is that our job is to save Citibank from NPAs, non-performing assets. So those loans, if they go bad, ultimately the bank will suffer, and we at Citibank would not like to, happen that. So we raise the red flags before the loans are processed, before the before the companies are not doing well. If the industry go bad, if the bank companies are not doing well, so we are the risk managers for Citibank, and that is my current job profile. I'm associated with that bank for more than 3 years. It was my first job, and till now I'm with that bank only, and I'm enjoying my role, and I'm looking very aggressively for higher levels in that particular position. Thank you.
Fantastic, fantastic. So I would request the most young one of all of us, and but she has made an incredible job. She has done an incredible job in one of my also favorite companies, which is Hansas Equity. Ruchita, please.
Thank you, Amit sir. Thank you everyone present here.
Can you be a
Thank
little
you,
louder,
Manmeet sir,
Ruchita? A little more?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me
Yeah,
now? Am
should
I
be good.
audible?
Yep, should be good.
Thank you to each and everyone here. Thank you, Manmeet sir, for giving me this opportunity. And it's been pleasure joining at this session. My name is Ruchita Naik. I belong to the batch of 2017-19. I post-graduated last year, and I've joined Hansas Equity in 2019 January month. And currently, I'm working there as an associate marketing solutions, looking after the BFSI clients. I'm actually into a role of client servicing and looking after the BFSI brands for their campaign management. So I'm looking into two of the major clients. I was initially being working with Axis Bank, and currently I'm working for Aditya Birla Capital and their email and SMS campaigns. So the whole email and SMS campaigns are being looked uh, by me, and all the campaign effectiveness, campaign reports, all the completely as a brand consultant, you can call me as a marketing consultant. I'm working for them. So yeah, I see more opportunities ahead of this, and it's pleasure giving this like being live here. Thank you, Manmeet sir.
Fantastic, Ruchita, fantastic. It comes from you and it comes from the core marketing area, and you're able to handle clients. I look forward to you having a great career into the consulting, research, and those domains. Fantastic. I believe the introduction for every one of us done. I believe the next question that I want to have for you guys, and this is a question that all the students would have for themselves right now, is: has your job profile changed before March 2020, and now is it different, and how different is it? And I would like to start with Harsh, because he comes from Cipla, right? And he must have seen a lot of things. He has worked in the FMCG sector, and he has worked in Cipla, I believe. Harsh, you can let me know how is your job profile that has changed post the lockdown, and what's happening currently. So before March 2020 and currently, what is the job profile, what is the change that has happened? You'll have to unmute. Okay.
It's mute, sir.
Yeah. Harsh, it was mute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I had joined Cipla in the month of January over there. So and I believe the lockdown happened in the month of March, mid-March. What happened was, when I had joined, I was under training about what reports I need to prepare, whom do I have to interact with. So, and the meetings which used to take place. Earlier, all the meetings used to take place in the meeting rooms, what kind of reports which I need to prepare, all used to happen at once. But now, after COVID, the reports which I am preparing right now, not only have to give the directions, but they also need to be planned. All the reports also should have a plan of what lies ahead further in times of COVID. So the dashboards and reports which I prepare, all the analytics which I prepare, it helps in the direction as well as it helps in the planning for future. So that is the most critical part over here for me. So, and even for the meetings takes place like my meeting starts from 10 o'clock, and be in between there's a half an hour or 1 hour break, and then it's a continuous till 5 or 5:30, mostly around 3 days a week. So
Okay.
continuous meetings go on. Digitally, it is happening a lot.
So hope those lectures from 9 to 6 actually helped you to sit for those meetings. So every time you were in college that you said, why are we sitting for these lectures, and why are those lectures, in MBA for three hours, and they go in the morning and then you have an assignment. I believe this was all training that was done so you can attend meetings and you can keep your brains alive. Okay, fantastic. I would have Arpit coming in, because now Arpit would have seen the whole transition in the banking domain. And Arpit, if you can give your views, because you will be able to express the whole thing into a different sense altogether in terms of banking. And then we'll go to Hitesh Male on sales, what is happening. So let's look at banking side. Please, Arpit.
So, Manmeet sir, banking has changed nowadays. Everything, earlier the banking system was working very slowly, and I would say they were not at their optimum capacity. Right now, the banking has changed. Everything, right from loans to credits, and everything is, I would say, being dominated by the MNC banking. If I talk about Citicorp Services, that is Citibank, we in banking system have seen a shift from traditional banking to MNC banking. So how does it work? I'll tell you. I'll explain the entire process. Earlier, clients used to approach the bank that we want this particular service from your bank. Nowadays, the system has changed. Now banks are approaching the clients that we at our bank are providing this kind of services, this kind of facility to you. And believe me, now banks clients have the options of choosing their bank, and this was not the case 5 years before down the line. The banks were dominating the clients, and the clients used to approach several banks for kind of facilities. Nowadays, you just tell that you want this kind of facilities, you want this kind of services. Banks are ready to provide you at any cost. They just want to increase their market shares, increase their wallets, and the competition has been immense in this sector. We have our nationalized banks, we have our Indian private banks, we have MNC banking coming into the picture, and all of these banks are now struggling to gain their market shares. Now, if we talk about the nationalized banks, they are still struggling, to get the cream layer of the clients. That is the private companies like Reliance, Tata, Wipro, L&T, IT sector, whichever sector you talk about. And all these MNC bankings with their highly specialized IT teams, IT networks, highly specialized professionals, they have now started approaching those cream clients. And nowadays, no client is satisfied with one banking system. They have multiple banks.
Okay.
They do banks. Let it be HDFC, or in the Indian segment ICICI Bank, you have Citibank, you have Deutsche Bank. So now clients have also become smart. They will have multiple banks with them to do, whenever they have issue with one bank, they will definitely approach the other bank. So even they have become smart right now, and the competition is not just among the banks, it is amongst the clients also. Which bank provides better services to them apart from their peers? Let's say if you have Reliance and Tata in the business, and Reliance would have 5 banks in their list, and Tata would have 7 banks in their list. So even they have started realizing that banks does not only play a role of giving credit and lending into the business. They also provide some services like consultancy. They provide mergers and acquisitions. They do provide equity solutions. They also provide various bridges. They gap the bridges for the client do face in the banking system. So I would say that banks are not just only for lending and depositing. They have much bigger role than what we see today. And apart from traditional banking system, even the I would say the Indian private banks have also moved to that level. HDFC, ICICI Security, Kotak, Axis, they are at par with the MNC banking. So I would say the banking sector has a better future from now. And maybe 5 years down the line, the banking sector, Indian banking sector would surpass the MNC banking. That is what it looks like right now.
Okay. What I will do is I'll shift the whole conversation to Hitesh now, because there is a reason I'm shifting to Hitesh, and there is one incident that I remember of Hitesh. This guy applied for Google, and he cleared some huge rounds, and we were all in campus, and we had Vinay here and Harsh, and we all know this story that Vinay goes suddenly, Hitesh suddenly goes to, I believe, Google Bangalore, and he just applies at Google, and he takes it from there. Now that is an interesting story that we have, and that is a story that I speak in my class. Go ahead and apply for your dream company, and you never know what's going to happen. And Hitesh is that story of that. Hitesh, what's happening in sales? Because you have been working with Antraweb, I believe, from 6 years, and you have been consistent about it. And Antraweb is, I believe, into Tally business, selling in the Tally software. What is that? Is the change that has happened as for sales perspective? Because a lot of people are not getting into sales, thinking this that field pe jana padta hai. But now field is also coming at home. But is it challenging or is it good? Just give us an experience of the sales side of the whole thing.
Yes, sir. First of all, sir, I want to tell you that now Aditya Institute Technology is my client. So last week we have acquired this client in my cart. So even they are my client, so they are using Tally software from so many years. And coming to your question, like before March 2020, the scenario was totally changed. Like we used to go to a customer place, we used to tackle their FAQs, we used to tackle their problems, and according to that we used to give solution in that particular time. So, and the convincing power we need a very heavy during that time, because the customer having that much of mindset, they have that much of competitors, they have that much of knowledge, that why we need to invest that particular amount in your particular software. Because in market there are lower category software, higher category software, but why we used to choose you? So in this basically is this topic, we have to give our 200 to 300% to achieve that a particular sales order. So the scenario was before 2020 was that, but after 2020, like the COVID situation came, so the scenario is totally different. In the month of April, May, June, the sales was drastically down. Like we used to achieve our targets on 110%, 120% on a particular month. But suddenly in July month, we are totally struggling to ask for a payment. In the month of April, we ask for the payment because the businesses are totally shut down, and so many people have mindset that we need to save our money for the future reference, not for the today's a practical time. So we have to come up to a very basic, very particular solution for that. We used to tell them that, sir, if you are not thinking about the future, then definitely, if you are saving your money right now, then it's not worthy. Because nowadays, if you are not taking initiative to up the market, like if you are investing some money on my software, I will pay some XYZ money to my vendors, they will pay XYZ money to their vendor. So we have to start. So we have to think about that. We need to roll out the money. So on the basic of this simple thought, we used to tackle to our customer, and we used to talk to them like, please release our payments so that we'll take some kind of initiative to roll out the money. And right now we are seeing that almost 85% of organization are working right now with their strength of 30% to 50% of employees, and those employees are going to their offices, but due to COVID problems, their organizations have increased their costs because they have to give them insurance, they have to give the sanitizer bottles on each table, they have to take sanitization yearly package for their particular offices. So costing are increased, but the employees which are coming, they are not giving their 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours for that particular work. They think that we are not safe to that place. So many employees are leaving their jobs, and these are the scenarios are coming.
Okay.
So
Okay.
on that, we have come up with some new products with our existing product, and we are giving those products to them, like they can work from home with the help of my software, and definitely this helped them a lot, and they have gone a tremendous in their present efforts on that. So I can say that.
You have given such a useful information. I think I'll have to implement Tally in my business. So you have already sold one more software, I believe.
Yes.
So once a salesperson, always a salesperson.
Yes.
And I know you have been. Vinay, I would like to come to you, and the question to you is going to be a little different here, because the kind of from the HR's perspective, and my question to you is going to be, what are the opportunities they are looking for management professionals right now in the current market that we are into, and what is that you are, because you are interviewing a lot of students, and you have been looking into a lot of job prospects, and you keep on sending a lot of leads to Eliminize also. So you know the market scenario with reference to the HR domain. I request you to give us an overview on the opportunities that the market professionals would be having, management professionals would be having, as far as your HR perspective is concerned. And obviously, your current company is recruiting the highest. Every other student comes to me and says that, sir, I gave an interview at, White Hat Junior. Yeah, you must be enjoying the job. So many interviews lined up, huh?
So there are multiple parts to my role to say. So talent acquisition being one, so which is something which I don't particularly take care of. I usually take care of the operational front of my business. I take care of the business partnering part, which involves strategizing for the organization, restructuring, for the PMS, for the employee growth and development, bringing in the employee benefits and those kind of things. So one thing that I have seen as a change before pandemic and today, the things that have changed in the current corporate scenario, technology has accelerated, where previously every system in the organization was functioning as a standalone tool have now realized the necessity of integration into a single system. So being tech savvy is something it would definitely help all the students in the HR. Probably in next 2 to 3 years, everything is going to become technology oriented. So that's what I would say. Bringing all the systems together, integrating all systems together is helping us build cohesiveness, collaboration across all the functions in the business. So that's there. This is helping us see better results.
Okay.
It reduces time for us to deliver, ensures transparencies, keeps
Okay.
everything posted on this on every aspect on every single moment that's there. So giving an
Okay.
example here, so we had a integration of Salesforce plus one of the learning platform which was there into our HRMS. So it gave a single sign-on support for us to explore all the softwares in one go. So that's what it is there. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Fantastic. And when you say, this only means, the rule number one in management is process come first, then comes technology. So learning of the processes, I believe, is more important, and then the technology piece comes into picture. And when it comes to technology, there's no other alumni that I should be talking about, and it has to be Arendra when it comes down to technology, because Arendra not only has written a book on digital marketing, he is someone who has been invited by Facebook. He is someone who has worked very closely with Google. He is someone who has written a book, done his PhD. He has been a visiting faculty to us, and he has been one alumni that has been engaged at every level with us. And that's the reason, when Director Ma'am was speaking, he has interacted with Director Ma'am, extensively. In last week also he was in campus, and he has helped the students a lot. But this very specific question, which is a follow-through question to what Vinay said, in technology domain, what is that has changed, and what is that students should be learning so that become the collaborators that Vinay is talking about. So can you give your views, what is changing around the technology, and what is that management students should be learning?
Definitely. So I completely agree to what Vinay said as to, a lot of companies are now transitioning to a tech-based work environment, and they're relying heavily on any and every feature that's available. So for all the students who are actually listening to this, I would just give just one suggestion that while you're doing your MBA, please have multiple add-on skills as a part of your resume. So let's say Excel is one thing that yes, definitely everyone is using. Second, if possible, try learning Salesforce. Now, this is something that I think so even Hitesh or everyone who's on call will agree to me on that. Salesforce has become like the integral part of any and every company out there. So you need to know Salesforce for onboarding your sales team, for the whole process, for improvising your work efficiency. So that's one skill. Second, if you can do a certification course on data analytics, because that's something that's of utmost important. Like when I'm talking to my clients, that is like Flipkart or Ola or any of the other clients that is there, and everyone would say one single thing that if I want to make a decision how to grow my marketing budget, or I would say marketing initiatives, and what is the optimized ROI, I would always look at data. Like how many people are actually engaging with my notifications that I'm sending, how many people are actually gonna be my champions, or which are the kind of customers that I'm gonna lose. So all of this information is something that is populated and given to you in the form of like a data analytics through multiple media, that is pivots, flows, cohorts, and so on and so forth. So I think so if you can have a certification course on data analytics, that will be of utmost added advantage to you.
Okay. In fact, you will be astonished to know, Arendra, I don't know if you remember your batch or Hitesh batch. Salesforce.com is something which was an integral part of the sales subject that you used to do in campus. And I believe Hitesh and, Vinay, all those marketing students, not Vinay, maybe Hitesh and, Ruchita and Harsh will agree that we have done a Salesforce. In fact, what we have done in our syllabus this year is we have also added HubSpot. The HubSpot comes
great.
as, the HubSpot which comes as the marketing piece, and Salesforce which comes as the Salesforce piece. We are getting into that domain, because of the advisory board of Salesforce was always in place, but HubSpot, I believe, is gaining much more attention now in the market in terms of the kind of collaborative tools that they have. What I will do is, there is next question and this next question goes to Ruchita. To start with, Ruchita, what are the challenges that you are facing as a young, fresher management professional who has just entered the industry? And you have just gone in the industry, and suddenly what has happened is the interaction that was supposed to be happening in office, and this interaction which was supposed to happening in office is now happening on online mode. Is that a challenge for you as a fresher when you're working from home? because you just joined in January, and is it a big challenge? Is this a big challenge for freshers to work from home? That is one point of view, that I would like you to give, and then I will go to maybe Harsh, who can give his point of view on the challenges that he must be facing as management professionals. So we'll have Ruchita on board right now. Yeah.
So yeah, as a fresher, no doubt the students who have opted for marketing, what I would suggest them is to get as much as certifications which are available right now online. Beat any of the certifications, just get on board and try to explore more and more things into marketing. There are n number of opportunities into different domains, into different like fields. If you whatever industry you land into or you fall into, make sure that you have all the knowledge of that industry. And similar to what I did, I joined Hansa Equity, and I never knew about the client which I was supposed to work with. But then I realized that I was going put into a banking and financial industry, and I've got two of the major clients of the Hansa Equity. The major challenge that came to me was I did not know anything about finance. That was the biggest question that hit me. And trust me, sir, I had no knowledge about finance. I hated that subject. But being a marketing student, if you ask me today, I know all the marketing aspects. I know what are mutual funds. I know what is trading. I've started investing. I've started investing into market, and I know what is market share and everything. So whatever whatever industry, whatever job you fall into, whatever opportunity you get, make sure that the industry you are into, be thorough with that industry, so that and get into your job fully. That's what I would suggest all the freshers who are going to be onboarded. And it's been like 1 year that I completed, and suddenly in a month I was being told to work from home. This was kind of yes, it was a challenge, because client meetings are the most important part of my role, and it has stopped since past 6 to 8 months, and I haven't met a client. Whatever the meetings are happening, they are happening over virtual, and it's like you are exposed to such an environment since the start of my job, that I have I've talked with the different people, and different people views they are like they help you explore more and more opportunities. Like for my domain, with the current client which I'm working for, we are looking into investor and distributor campaigns. Their whole journey, their whole journey making, the customer journey, what is made, and basic basic understanding of the whole financial industry is what you were trying to learn, and it has somewhere stopped. So it's like I'm waiting for more and more opportunities now. So let's see how it goes. And
In
currently,
fact, what we have done is, yeah. In fact, Ruchita, you are
current
very correct. Said, and this is something we were very focused on while we said, and that's the reason. You remember, if you had a subject called finance of marketing, right? And this year and last 2 years, what we've been doing is marketing of financial products, or financial products marketing is something, because marketing students are not aware of financial products and the names that is important. So all the students out there, whether what specialization that you take, you should have a lot of knowledge on finance, whether whatever specialization that you are from, because that is what the industry comes from. And as Vinay said, the knowledge also has to come from the IT domain. So these are generic skills that we are getting into, which is IT, and the other generic skills that we are getting into is the finance also. So these are not nothing specialization based, but everything is required, right? And that is something it's very important to be happening in that the domain as such. I would go to Harsh now, because he comes from the field based job, where he was with again Britannia, and now into. So what are the challenges that he have faced, Harsh?
So when I completed my MBA in 2015, I rejoined Britannia. Prior to my MBA, I was in Britannia for 1 year. I was working in the supply chain division over there. Then after completing my MBA, I again got an offer at Britannia. I was working with a modern trade team over there. So I used to handle supermarkets and hypermarkets. I used to speak with the category managers of DMart, Big Bazaar, Hypercity, and South-based chains like Heritage, Auchan, Metro, and Spencer's. So the biggest challenge which I faced over there was maintaining relations with them. The more I maintain relations with them, the more I get my work done. It was my responsibility to see that the purchase orders are being raised of biscuits. So I used to handle biscuits and dairy over there. It was my responsibility to see that the purchase orders have been raised over there. And it all happened due to my relationship building with them. Even if they used to be very angry, they used to shout, you have to be very calm and you have to be very you have to be very constructive and precise when you talk. Also, I also had to talk with the commercial team with regarding the payments and all everything. So the major challenge which I would advise everyone is to maintain the relation with people over there, even the internal stakeholders. Even if you want to get your work done, even internally, you have to maintain the relation with them. And the same thing had happened with Marico with me when I had resigned from Marico, and I had got an offer from the analytics team at Marico, and I did not even know the A of analytics over there. I just used to prepare the reports. But after that, due to my relation, they had given me an offer to join their team. So relationship building is one of the biggest things which you need to have. Yeah.
So, Harsh, what is the role of English as a language in the corporate world? So there are some students who might be great at it. Some of the students might be trying to, trying to get across the things, English as a language. How is the role of a language in terms of relationship building when you're talking about?
When it comes to language, when I was in Britannia, I used to talk in English over there because people over there never used to understand Hindi that much. But at the same time, right now, I'm working with Cipla International, so I have to interact in English a lot. I have to communicate in English only over there. Because I cannot just talk in their language. So English is very much more important. But at the same time, if you know the local language from there, whichever, even if you're working in South or even if you're working internationally, if you know the local language over there, that would prove to be an added advantage over there. But English, yes, it is a major thing for us.
So that is one skill that students should be opting for right now. So we are all talking about various skills of IT and everything. That only means that public speaking skills or speaking over video conferencing or now because everything is going to be the new norm. That these are skills I believe is something that the students also have to look at. What I look at it as a faculty's perspective. I would go to Arpit now and. Vinay, I believe, has logged off, but for some reason, I will speak with him. So I will go with Arpit. And Arpit, there is this question that I have for you. And what are the, what are the opportunities that you are looking for finance guys? Because what happens is a lot of CAs are there in the industry, and a lot of finance, BCom, MCom, and everything is there. What is that opportunity that you're looking in terms of management professional in terms of finance with your experience and in the changing scenario that we are in the industry?
So Manvi sir, you talked about CAs right now. So I would just like to tell you that CAs are only, good at taxation or good at accounting, whereas MBAs are all over the finance industry. They are good at investment banking. They are good at equities. They are good at various other profiles. Let it be a banking sector also. We MBAs are good at analyzing the things. We analyze the things first, then we provide a feedback, and later on we come to a solution. But like CAs don't do that. They just have a specific task to do. They know how to do a taxation better. They can do your tax planning. But whenever before that, the earlier processes are done by the MBAs. I can give you an example. So where I work right now, Citibank. So our job is to analyze a company, that how is the company doing right now and how it will be doing in the next 3 years. So that trend setting analysis, that past performance of the company is entirely done by an MBA. Right now, my department currently hires only MBAs. Now you would be shocked that we don't hire CAs. The reason is that Citibank is an US bank, and later on, maybe 5 years, 10 years down the line, we have an opportunity to migrate to various Gulf countries, to Europe, and any other place where City has their offices. So right now, an MBA who has been able to serve as an investment banker or as a banker or as a credit analyst, a CA is not up to that mark where an MBA is today. One thing I would like to tell you is that, as an you talk about opportunities and in the finance industry. Opportunities are endless. You just need to figure out where you want to be from today to 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. You should have a specific goal. When I was studying in AIMS, sir, I had this specific goal of being an equity research analyst. However, it was not so easy for me to, join a company with an equity research analyst because it would require tremendous experience, and that I was obviously not having because I was a fresher in the industry. But later on, when I joined the corporates, I started feeling that apart from experience, you should also have networking. Networking is very much important today, as you know. A few minutes before, Harsh also told that you should have, good networking with your stakeholders. I truly believe with him. Not necessarily that networking means that you just go and have a chat with your bosses and just whatever he says you agree to it. You should have networking with different departments also. Let's say Citi is into investment banking, into equities, into purely a banking sector. My goal is to become an equity research analyst. So I would definitely go in the equity department, have a couple of word with the people over there, try to understand what they do, how they do, and what are their expectations from me, from a person who is working with them. So accordingly, any student right now studying with AIMS, sir, I would urge them, you first decide your goals, that what you want to be, what industry, what profile you want to get in. Search those big companies online, get in touch with their CEOs, CFOs, or people working them on LinkedIn, send them requests, tell them what are your goals, what are you doing right now, and later on, maybe not today, tomorrow also, you will get an opportunity. If they have a vacancy, they have something for you, they will definitely let you know. So I believe networking is very much important, and uh, trend opportunities are tremendous in the finance industry.
Okay. I'll go to Arendra, and Arendra, because he has traveled international a lot in terms as a trainer also, and he working with Netcore, where it's one of the companies into IT. Arendra, your views on, what are the trends in the industry, and there are four. Give me four trends in the industry, that students should take care of right now. Any four trends? Yeah.
Okay, so four trends right now, I would say one would be the immense growth of digital. So all the companies are now moving towards digital marketing. That's one. Second, there is a big, I would say, vacancy or a big hiring plan in all the companies, I would say, for a relationship manager or a customer success manager. So in IT space, we normally call them the customer success managers. So let's say if you have done your MBA in any field, does not matter. But every IT company or most of the companies out there want to retain their customers. That's the main goal for them. So from acquisition, now it's went to retention marketing. And that's where the whole need have come into the effect that, okay, we need people who are going to be maintaining the reputation or relationship with the clients. And that is something that I think so is another area where a lot of students can actually look into and extensive hiring is going on. Third, I think so this is the best time to have your own startup. I don't know how many of you would agree to me on that, but personally, what I've seen with a lot of my friends or people I've known, this is the time when they realize that, okay, you know what, I need to have, to pursue my own dream that I have, the goal that I really wanted to achieve. And right now is the time when every market is booming. So I would say starting your own venture is the best thing. And fourth, ensuring that you have a passive source of income. Because what happened with COVID-19 was there was a lot of layoffs that happened in the month of, I would say, March, April. Most of the companies, Uber fired like 2,000, 3,000, 20,000 people, and so on and so forth. And this is where a lot of people also realize that, okay, I need to have a skill to first ensure a job safety. And second, I need to also have a passive income. Passive income could be from investing in stock markets or investing in property or any other medium that you want. If you want to, like, let's say, do online courses or something like that and earn from that. So I would suggest that's something that you should also pursue.
Okay. Okay, fantastic, Arindra. And it comes down to the fourth thing, which I also personally believe in, is where you are saying this is not a bad market. What worst could happen for all of us is that why can't we start our own venture? It's something that Arindra touch upon because he himself is an entrepreneur from day one in terms of digital marketing and the work that he has done. Maybe this is the time a lot of people should not take a risk, but this is the time we should take maximum because there is nothing to lose. Yeah, a startup could be something, but very interesting idea, because now suddenly we have a lot of gaps in the market, and one can fill the gap with the with the effort of understanding what is to be needed in the market. I will go to Hitesh, and Hitesh, I wanted to know, and this is an interesting question for you. Okay, interesting question to start with. All interesting question. I want to start with you somewhere. Okay, my question to you is, what are the two things that you would have done during an MBA which you did not do, and that it's something will have really helped you. दो चीजें ऐसी जो तुमने 2 साल के अंदर नहीं की, जो तुमको एक्चुअली करनी चाहिए थी, and you regret kind of right now.
It's actually I can say that it's a really tough question. Instead of the
Because you did
corporate
everything, I
scenario.
believe.
Two things that I can say that I wanted to be actually I wanted to be a HR during my MBA course, and little bit I was focused about that because I was very much influenced about the show of roadies, and I can see that the people are taking interviews, and they used to talk with them, they used to know about their expressions, their work ability, their means work ability, their gestures and everything. So I was totally focused on that. I wanted to become a HR, but somehow I've attended Manmeet sir lecture, and definitely my focus is totally diverse in marketing.
Yeah.
So that
I'm
time I
extremely
was
sorry for doing that.
no, sir, it's not like that. But yes, that time I was totally focused on HR. And the second thing I can say that definitely my interview with Google, like I was totally targeting on the companies like Google, Yahoo, Facebook, and somehow that time you only train us that ki just put your resume on the particular website, go to their company website, search career option, and put your resume. You just have to try. Don't know that they will call you or not, but you just have to try. And on the basis of that, I've got a call that time from Google, and the scenario that I have already explained during that time. So these are the two things. And right now I can say that sales was the very much weird topic for me during those days, and I was leaving those topics because I was knowing that sales is a part of the ocean, like marketing is a big ocean, and the sale was a part, just one chapter of that marketing, and I was running towards that particular sales topics. And it's like the people who used to do sales, they don't have knowledge of market and all this stuff. That time I was having in my mindset. But when I come to a sales, like it was a totally hardcore sales. But one thing I was knowing that if I lose something over here, then only I will get something in the form of my account. So I basically focused on that, and yes, I've chosen a sales as a profile. During 6 months, it was very tough for me that sales, how I will do a sales. I was totally marketeer student, but sales is like the people who don't have that much of knowledge about sales. How can I do that much of sales? So these are the question in my mind that time. But I have taken a challenge, and I have seen that I can do this challenge. I can complete this challenge, and in very 2 or 3 in just 3 or 4 months, I've completed my target by 150%, and I've got that charm, that kick. I can say that yes, you are the person who can do sales very well, and you are made for sales only. So I've just picked up my path. I've just concentrated on my particular clients. Like Harsh said that definitely relationship have played a major role in that, because when I used to talk with my client, they think that I'm a salesperson. But when I create a friendly environment in front of them, then they used to treat me as a friend. And when it comes to a friendship, the people used to trust on you, and they release your payment, and they take you multiple orders on a weekly, monthly basis, yearly basis. And even I can say that the major client base is a CA, and the CA, those are the people who used to give me a reference, like they are having a peanuts in their pockets. So whenever they used to call me, Hitesh, there is one client, just go there and take a check of that particular amount and fulfill their requirement. So I can say that the CA are very much helpful for me in my particular job role, because CA are the people who take care about their finances, who take care about the company, because after owner, the second most priority people in the particular organization is a CA, because owner is a believer, but the CA is a decision maker, I can say that. And I can say that John Abraham is my client, and my CA have given me a reference of John Abraham. Even Amir Khan Production is my client. Even my CA have given me the reference of that Amir Khan. So I very well, when I used to sit with my clients like John Abraham, so even they are not taking a decision on the like Hitesh, okay, I have received your quotation, but we'll talk to my CA and we'll discuss with my CA, and my CA will revert on this. So basically, I can say that these are my clients, and CA are my I can say that they are my seeds. So I need to nurture them, and I need to take care of my seeds,
Fantastic.
and according to that, yes.
So
Yes,
do you
sir.
regret this decision? And you're saying order taking to order. Yeah. You're saying, order taking, is something, is difficult. Do you regret this decision of being in sales?
No, sir. Now this platform is giving me a tremendous opportunities, because I can feel that every organization needs a oxygen in terms of revenue, and we are the people who generate oxygen for my particular organization. So without sales, that organization will never survive. And definitely marketing team are there, inside sales team are there, finance, accounts, those all R&D teams are there. But I can assume that the sales are the people who represent their particular company, and on the basis of that, on front face, when I meet my customer, I represent my company to them. I represent myself. I tell them that ki Hitesh Mahale is coming from this company, and Hitesh Mahale is the person who will take care of you and your
Okay.
businesses.
Okay.
So I can say that the sales is playing a very much major role in my career.
Okay, fantastic. I don't know. Matlab, I have almost done with my questions, and overall, anything that you want to share now. I would push this question to anyone who hasn't. So I'll push this question to maybe Arindra, or maybe Arpit. Anybody who wants to speak. What is that you want to you have already given a lot of message. I don't know. I have completed my list of questions in terms of understanding the trends of industry, two things about MBAs and stuff like that. And these questions are over, but then too there is something for next 2 minutes that you want to share, um, about enjoying life, and why is it important to enjoy life, and in the corporate world, and how is it important and stuff like that, because we see we all getting into the rat race, and we are somewhere scared of the competition that we have, that happens in the corporate world. We should not be scared of the corporate world, right? We
Yes.
should actually love to be in the corporate world. Do you miss the college days, or the college days were better, or the corporate world is better? And then let's vote on that. Is the college days better, or the corporate world is better? Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
So definitely college days.
Okay.
Yes,
So
of
what do you feel,
course,
Ruchita?
sir.
College
College
days
days
were
were
better?
much better.
College days are better.
Okay. So all those guys, who maybe are not attending a webinar, or maybe are not studying, I believe you should start studying, because these days are much more better than what the corporate world is going to be about. So enjoy your 2 years, which is something all the alumni are saying, and this is something you realize in 2-3 years, that actually college days were better, because you were more free, you are more relaxed, you had your time to think. If I'm not wrong, you used to get a
Yes.
lot of time to think. In the corporate, what happens is, since you are with so many projects, you don't get time to think for yourself. Am I correct, Arindra here?
Yes,
Arindra, your view.
completely.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. See, again, personally, I would say that college day has its own charm altogether, because you're chilled out, you're trying out new things, you're learning, and you haven't seen the real world till now. And real world could be great, it could be brutal. Again, it depends on company to company that you're working for. And one piece of advice that I would personally give to anyone and everyone who's listening to this live webinar is, pursue what you love the most. Don't go for the salary slip. Don't go for the designation, please. I would suggest that do that one thing that you love, that you are really passionate about. Like for me, frankly, I love training. That's something that I would do every single day of my life, even on weekends. And when I started my first job, I remember very clearly that my first pay package was what, 22,000 rupees. That's it. And even in that, there were reductions and all of that stuff. And I I'm happy that, okay, you know what, I did not take the decision of going into a different field altogether just because there was a higher pay package or something. I kind of stuck with this field, and in 6 years, frankly, God's grace, of course, also that
Yeah.
in 6 years from starting from an executive position to actually landing up and being a general manager for one of the biggest, I would say, SaaS companies in India and APAC. That's a privilege, and that's what I'm going to advise to everyone. Please pursue your passion rather than a salary slip.
Okay. And you know, a lot of students feel that MBA, okay, I will come to Hitesh. A lot of students feel that if you do your 2 years MBA, it's done. मतलब 2 years MBA मिल गया, degree मिल गया, सब कुछ हो गया. But maybe the real learning for all of us actually starts after we are doing MBA, and we have to upgrade ourselves much more faster when we are in the corporate world. Hitesh, do you agree to that fact? Let's go to Ruchita because Hitesh has spoken. Ruchita, what do you feel in, do you have to upgrade yourself every day more than what you did in the corporate? Or Arpit also can give me your views on this. Any one of you.
Like,
Okay.
yes, sir, absolutely. Whatever theoretical knowledge that we have learned during the lectures, whatever presentation that we have given are almost into those four walls. But when you are actually working into the corporate in front of like with a company of people, you actually try to think of all those presentations what you gave. You have to write right from those Ansoff metrics to Dwight Eisenhower's metrics. You have to bring everything into picture or like live. You have to do it live, and that's where
So does theory help?
the
Theory
journey
does help, it
actually
does not help.
starts. It helps.
Does theory help?
Helps.
It
Actually,
helps, okay.
yes, it
Okay.
helps. And one thing that I would tell all of them is whatever you're learning, whatever the learning process is for all the students, make sure that the industry you're going into, the client, whomsoever your client will be, make sure that the client experience, the customer experience is at priority, is at first. Because in each, and I think all of the alumni would agree to this, that customer is a king for everyone as of now, and that's what is the market. Like corporate is a market, and in that market, customer is a king.
Okay. 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 So Hitesh, you wanted to share something, and then we'll Arpit. Arpit is something. So we will go to Arpit right now. Arpit, what do you feel? In terms of the whole student life
Manmeet
and
sir,
everything.
college life is like a dream. You know, you are sleeping at night and you have a lovely dream in your mind, and you suddenly wake up in the morning and you are in the corporates. So there's a difference between a college life and a corporate life. But as far as learning is concerned, yeah, MBA will give you a kickstart to your career. They will give you an initial platform to showcase yourself. Later on, whichever profile you enter, be it a marketing, be it a finance or HR, anything you enter, make sure every profile has its own challenges and flexibility. MBA will give you a sense of what you are into and what you will be doing, but every profile is specific to their own sets of skills. So don't stop yourself that, yeah, yes, you have done your MBA, you know everything. No, that is not the case. Apart from books, there is a different world. There's a real life. Things are different over there. The way you talk, the way things work, that will not be happening with you in your classrooms. You will have to experience that, and based on that, build yourself. That if you are a finance guy, you know not just you have to sit on a chair and work on an Excel. No, that is not the job. There are different parts to it. You have to do certain calculations, you have to build a report, you have to try to convince your counterparts that, yeah, this is what I mean, this is what is happening, this is the data. There are hell lot of things, and that is not available in your books, and no one will teach you. You are a teacher to yourself. You have to learn things, and then you will come up that, yeah, I lack this for certain things. But yes, on the contrary, I have a ability to these things also, which others cannot do. So you are yourself going to judge yourself maybe when you have certain time, certain experience in your life, and then you will just sit and think that, yeah, what I have done and what I want to do right now. MBA will give you a kickstart. Again, I'm saying that apart from that, after that, you have to build yourself. The professors will definitely help you in your entire life. If you have any doubt, they are there to help you, but you have to help yourself first. Build your own career. They will give you a platform to showcase yourself. They will bring companies to your campuses, but over there in the interview, you have to present yourself, you have to sell yourself. So no stream is bad. Marketing is also good. Finance is also good. HR is
Yeah,
also good. Everything is as good as every stream has their own importance. So whatever you do, just enjoy it. Don't
yeah,
look at others. Don't look at others.
yeah.
Others may be
Fantastic.
doing anything. Just do what you love. Thank you.
Fantastic. Yeah, Hitesh, you wanted to say something and then I will go to Harsh. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Maybe this is the last round that we are taking. Okay, Harsh. Okay,
Yes, sir.
please tell.
So I can say that मैट्रिक्स मॉडल जो कॉलेज लाइफ में सीखा था, I can say that during my initial stage, I was a star performer of my college. Sorry, a star performer of my organization. I was performing my targets, and they are appreciating. They are giving me a good kind of incentives. Everything I was getting. So there, yes, I was a star performer. After that, they have shifted towards me to the cash cow. Like yes, Hitesh are doing his job very well, so they have totally focused. They have said that ki, now you are the person who is like you can manage a team, you can do all the stuff. And after that, the same role, but which is not come yet, like a dog dog face. So these are the role definitely plays in a major role. And
If it
very
comes
much
also,
good.
that's fine. If dog roll comes also, that's fine because you have to find your question mark every 5 years and have
Yes,
to
sir.
move in that way. So that's fine if you come at the dog roll. That's not a problem.
And very
Yeah.
much good thing I have learned with my corporate experience is like 3L. Learn, listen, and lead. These are the thing which I have every time I've implement on my basic thing. Like learn is like everywhere you are the learning capability you have to active. Whenever you go to meet to a customer, whenever you are sitting at the home, whenever you're talking with your parents, whenever you're talking with your elders, seniors, bosses, with everyone. So you have to learn properly what they are saying, because sometimes what we used to do, they are talking to us and we used to give answer immediately without learning, without listening. So we are in that dilemma that I know everything. So these are the basic thing which have to young generation have to
You are
understand.
also young,
Yes.
huh, Harsh? Right now.
Yes, sir. And
I
second,
understand.
this thing, and
Yeah.
lead whenever it's come to your job role. So you have to lead, because that opportunity comes only once to you, and you are hiding in front of your desk, and you are telling everyone that do this thing this time I'll do it next time. So this is a very much bad dilemma
Okay.
on youth, that they are hiding and they are not taking initiative to go up and to talk their seniors, and that opportunity grabbing, like this scenario are very much missing in today's generation. So
Is
I
it,
just
are we talking too much about work-life balance? And students initially पहले 5 साल में उनको work-life balance चाहिए या पहले 3 साल में ही work-life balance चाहिए? And is that a problem?
Yes,
Because
sir.
पहले
Yes, sir.
3 साल में there is nothing on work-life balance. You have to work hard and you have to work anytime.
Yeah, this is
Is what
a
you're saying.
this is the basic formula of the work life, sir. Because everyone, when I was in college days, I was thinking that I need to take a 2 lakh of salary, I need to take a 12 to 15 lakh of package. But what I need to do for that? These are the basic questions which are not student thinking. And definitely, I need to write down on my diaries that I need to do this thing. I have to put those ideas on paper. I have to think about my thing. I have to groom myself. I have to talk about the communication skill, personality skill development. These are the roles. These are the major roles which plays in everyone's life. So these are the things which are people not used to think, but they have a big dreams. But for big dreams, they are not taking initiative. When they didn't got a job, that kind of packages, so they used to broke from their heart. So yeah, I was not that much of taking salary. I'm very much poor in this. I'm very much poor in that.
So a lot of negative thinking also, and not
Yes.
thinking big. And when you said, you should go to Facebook, Google, and you should apply for these companies, then only means you have to think big. If you're not thinking big, you're not going to make anything out of yourself. And when I look at Arindra, Harsh, one
Yes.
common thing about all of you is you are working for the best organizations because you're thinking big, and all of them. The second thing that is great about all you is you're working with the same organization from huge number of years, or yeah, at least you're in the same sector. So Arindra, you look at, he's into the digital IT, and the domain Ruchita remains there. Hitesh stays in the same company for 6 years. Harsh, stays in the same sector of FMCG and then moves. Arpit stays in one firm. So it is the consistency, I believe, believe is what you guys have. Because and one more thing that I want to share with all the students here, about these students who are here on the screen, and I will go to Harsh, is one common thing about all of them. I don't know Arpit because I have not taught them, but at least those four and the other ones who were supposed to join was they were very active during their college days. Whether it was events, whether it was any initiative that to be taken, that what had it become a habit for these students. And this habit is something that we have taken to the corporate world from the college and have succeeded a lot. I believe taking initiative while you are doing your MBA are the students in the past also. We have almost 1,000 alumni. I speak with a lot of them, including all of these that you have here, and every one of them have been consistent. Every one of them have been active and really want to participate. The spirit of participation is something that is which is common between all of us across batches, across specializations, across whatever program that you are into. Harsh, you wanted to say something, and then we'll wrap this up in next 5 minutes.
So,
Yeah,
one thing which I would like to say is that in your corporate world, which I have learned, is never to give up. Don't ever give up if something doesn't go right. Don't ever get disheartened if something doesn't go right as per your plan. And always explore yourself. Don't limit yourself to, this is just my personal opinion, don't limit yourself to just one industry. My first company was in e-commerce, then I moved to FMCG, and now I'm working at pharma. See, the more you explore yourself, the more you learn about yourself. So, and never give up. Yeah, that's it. And always keep on learning. Always keep on learning.
Okay.
That's it.
And especially at least during your MBA, you should keep on learning at least the basic part of it. At least those 2 years, if you not have read the 5 best books in your specialization, you have not done your specialization. You are not passionate about specialization. Maybe newspaper reading and everything would come in a different part altogether. But have you read your basic books, and have you read at least 5 authors apart from what you were supposed to read? Is something I believe important. Arpit, your last views, and then we will just take 30 seconds from each, and then we'll wrap this event. Yeah, Arpit, the last take from you.
Yeah, so as we discuss everything, I think our views are commonly matching with each and everyone on terms of our corporate lives. So one thing to the students who are watching us, start as Manmeet sir also told and Harsh also told, that start exploring yourself. Look at the areas you want to specialize. Just don't try to copy others, that he is interested in that thing, it is giving him a good edge. Don't do that. Just focus on your expertise, and you feel that I will be doing good in this particular profile. There is nothing that like success or failure. It's just an attempt. Just go read the things, and what the worst thing can happen is that you fail. That is not an issue. Everyone fails at one point of time. Whenever you work with a corporate, just take the lead of the work. you know Maybe after one attempt, two attempt, you will start experiencing the failures in you, and you will start implementing the changes in you. And at one point of time, you will definitely say, yes boss, I know this work, I can do this. And the counterpart to you who is working with you, even he will feel that, yeah, Arpit, yeah, Manmeet sir or Hitesh knows those things very well, and he is the right person to do this job. So just take the lead. Don't get frightened with the corporate world. Yes, things are tough over there. There is a lot of competition, but just have faith in you, and just explore things. Don't just limit to one industry, as rightly said by Harsh. Explore other areas also. Change the industry, change the companies, change the profiles, and later on, you at one point of time, you will come to know, yeah boss, this is the perfect thing for me.
Good at.
Just don't stick to one place at in your life. Keep
Okay.
moving ahead. That's it I want to give to the
Fantastic. Ruchita, and Ruchita, there's one question. Has anything changed in you, what you were in college and today? So as a person, has anything changed in you while you were in college and today?
A lot has changed in me.
Is it in one
Right
year itself?
from yes, yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
absolutely. I wasn't like you said that I was active, but I wasn't that much initiative taker. But
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now I've become a quickie.
You have become a quickie person. Oh, fantastic. I don't know. I'm
Sir, I'm
audible.
still
Okay.
reading your book, 22 Laws of Marketing.
You're still reading 22 laws of marketing. Okay.
Yes.
So hope these laws help you. Now you should read 22 laws of branding, and there is such good books that have come into the market. And COVID, people have written really good book. Harsh, your last views, please.
So all I can say is that go explore yourself and keep on learning new skills. Keep on adding new skills to yourself. Like there's SAP, there's Tableau, there's Python, there's if anybody wants to move into data analytics. So keep
Yeah.
on learning, keep on growing, and keep on exploring yourself, and never give
Okay.
up.
Okay. Arindra.
So I would say that the three key takeaways from this would be: one is be proactive. That means take initiative not just for your job profile, but also be an asset to the company with every department that is there. That kind of give you a branding, I would say, in the company itself. Second, be an entrepreneur. Uh, Work as if it's your own company. Don't just do it for the sake of job. And third is slog. Like at least for the first 3 or 4 years, don't see that you're going home at after 6 hours or 8 hours. Even if you have to work for like 13 hours, you have to work on weekends, do that. It'll add a lot of value to you.
I completely agree. First 3 years and the current market that you're into, in the new decade and the new normal that you have to get into, whether you're going to be work from home or it's going to be in campus, it's a role of a manager today because become very important, and this is going to drive the whole industry. And it is very important that we all don't think of work-life balance as youngsters and really push that bit. Okay. I believe I have wrapped up with all of them, I believe. And thank you so much. Thank you so much of every one of you being here. Whether it's Ruchita, Harsh, Hitesh, Arindra, Arpit. It would have been great to listen to Akash Jani also, because he's from Royal Bank of Canada and he could have given you the international perspective of what's happening there during the COVID. And Sagar Kumbare, who worked, he's not there right now. Sagar works with OYO India, and during lockdown, he played a very key role at OYO India rooms. He really played a key role in terms of, doing tie-up with a lot of corporates, and he achieved targets at a very different level when nobody was performing in that company. In fact, Ritesh Agrawal himself complimented for the work that he had done. Unfortunately, they were not able to connect. Sagar was traveling, and Akshay was in Canada because it's almost 5 o'clock there. So we were not able to connect with him. It's very, but the holistically, and Vinay Vinay also spoke very well. Thanks every one of you, sharing your thoughts. And this is one knowledge that every you ask each and every alumni. They were not like this when they were in the college days. They had some traits of it, but in last 3 years or last 4 years of work experience, they have really become matured. All of these guys, and as a faculty, I feel proud when these guys are speaking the language which we used to speak in the classroom to them. And we used to tell them those things, and they are really telling us those things with the confidence, and they're not lying. They're not lying because it's a webinar or it's a panel discussion. They are saying it because they believe in it, and that is something you can see in all their eyes. And I hope a lot of students also get inspiration from all these guys, because 2 years or 3 years or 4 years down the line, when there's a panel discussion, you should also be invited in these kind of panel discussion. It's a moment of proud for any alumni to be invited by its college in order to give their knowledge or share their knowledge with the students. And this is one of the milestones for you guys also, in terms of doing the webinars and everything. I hope you are great success. Let's be in touch, and thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time and whatever we have done in the last 2-3 days. Thank you so much. Hope guys you have loved the third coffee meet, which is actually the 7th coffee meet that has happened in the very start of it. We will come up with these kind of coffee meets after every conclave that happens in January or February. We will have the marketing conclave, the finance conclave, and conclave like that. We'll have more coffee meets coming in, because when alumni talk, they know the campus, they know you, they know the faculties, they know what can be done or it cannot be done. They give you a wider perspective of the career. Thank you so much. Thank you. I would like to thank Aditya Institute of Management Studies as well as ESBM and Dr. Bhatia, Dr. Sunita Srivastav, faculties, Dinesh, the IT team, as well as the alumni team members and all the faculties and all the students to be here participating in this event at Saturday. We are at 3:31. We started at 2 o'clock, 1.5 hour of wonderful discussion. Thank you so much and have a great day. Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Wish you
Bye.
all
Thank
the
you.
best.
Bye.
Same to you guys. Bye. And please take care of yourselves and be working from home as much as possible. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.